goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so late all the time. I keep getting stuck up at the train intersection up there. Oh my goodness, I keep getting stuck waiting for the train. I can't keep doing this. I am late all the time. You know, if I could time how long that train took to go through the intersection, then I could time when I leave my house to get there just after the train does, and then I wouldn't be late for class anymore. If only I knew how long it took for the train to go through that intersection. Oh, you know what? I did take a video today of the train going through. Maybe you guys, if we watch that video together, maybe we can figure out how long it took for that train to go through the intersection. All right, let me get that video up. Let's see. Did anybody catch how long it took that train to go through? Abby?
It was like 15 seconds?
15 seconds?
Maybe. Close.
Okay, so that seems like a really short time for a train, though. I'm sure I was waiting there a lot longer than 15 seconds. What was wrong with my video? Why wouldn't it be right? Abby?
You didn't put it as soon as the things went down?
No, I think I was pretty close. Well, yeah, you're right. Because I started it after I was stopped. It wouldn't be safe to take a video while I'm driving. I didn't get the whole train in there. Oh, man. Got to figure out something. Because I need to get here earlier. But I also need to maximize my sleep time. Because, I'm in grad school and everything. So I want just the amount of time it takes for that train to go through the intersection. And I'll come that much earlier and just beat it by a second. Well, you know what? I do have some information. Let's see. Let me write it down up on the board. Let's see here. All right. So I know that the train has 70 cars. So let's write that on here. It has 70 cars and 2 locomotives. Now I also know that the train takes like 10 seconds for 7 cars to go through. So for every 10 seconds, 7 cars will go through the intersection. And for the locomotives, those take 3 seconds for each locomotive. Well, you know what? Looking at that information, I think that you guys could help me solve this problem. I think we can do that. So let's see, I've got some manipulatives that you can use, or you can use your whiteboards or pencil and paper. And I want you to think up some strategies that you're comfortable with to figure out how long it takes for that train to go through that intersection. All right, let's get.
So, I know the locomotive time would be 6 seconds. Because
Because tell me about your process there. Like, what was your
there's
thinking?
3 seconds for one locomotive. There's 2 locomotives, so 3 times 2 equals 6.
Okay. That's interesting. All right. So then what is the other information that you need?
How many seconds it takes for all 70 cars to go by.
Okay. So what could you use to help visualize that?
I could draw 10 slot. No, wait.
Keep thinking about it. Think it through. Can you tell me about your process? What your
I was trying to find out how many seconds it would be. So it, by doing 7 minus 70, and each one is 10 seconds, so I just add 6. So I just do 63 times 10.
All right, that's interesting. What about, how else could you think of the problem? Like visualize it? Why don't we start with, what do you know? What do you know about my problem?
That there's 70 cars. And that there's 2 locomotives. And that there's 7 cars takes 10 seconds to get through.
Tell me about how you came to that answer.
So the 2 locomotives, they take 6 seconds, and then 7 cars takes 10 seconds. So 7 goes into 7D 10 times, so 10 times 10 equals 100, plus 6 equals 106.
Okay, all right. Had a chance to work on some strategies. I would like to have a few students come and share what their strategies were. You can come up and write it up on the board. Just show us, like, work out how you worked it out. Can you work it up on the board for us?
Yes. So there was 70 cars and 2 locomotives. And each locomotive took 3 seconds each. And 7 cars took 10 seconds each. So I knew that there were 2 locomotives and one of them took 3 seconds. So 2 times 3 equals 6. So that's my partial product. And then so 7 cars took 10 seconds and 7 goes into 70 10 times, and then 10 times 10 seconds, so equals 100 seconds, and then 100 seconds plus 6 seconds equals 106 seconds.
Okay, so where did you, like, why do you add the 100 plus the 6? Tell me about that.
Because this all is part of one problem. So you're not going to have two separate answers, you're going to have one.
Okay.
So you need to add it together so that it's one answer instead of two separate answers.
So Lucy, do you agree or disagree with her process that she took?
I agree.
You agree? Did you get a similar answer or a different answer?
A different answer.
Okay, can you come up and show us what you did in your process to come up with your answer?
I thought that I could do 70 minus 7 and get 63.
Okay, so why did you do that? Why did you do the 70 minus 7?
Because then that would be how many seconds it took, I thought.
Okay. So let's look at our information again. Okay, so how many cars were there in the train?
There were 70 cars.
70 cars. All right, and then how many cars passed by every 10 seconds?
7.
7. So what are you showing right here? What's that showing?
That it took 7 cars. That it took 10 seconds for 7 cars to get through.
Okay, so can we use grouping somehow? Would that help to visualize things? Maybe if we did some grouping. Here, can I see the pen? Let me show you one of my strategies, okay? So if I do groups of cars, let's figure out how many groups we're going to need to do the whole car, but I want each group to be just 10 seconds. So how many cars are going to be in each 10-second group?
7.
Okay, so why don't you show me one group? Okay. And we can just label this that it's 10 seconds. Now, how many more of these groups are we going to need to go up to how many for the whole train?
70.
Right, so can you draw for me how many groups we're going to need? Okay, so Lucy, how many groups did you come up with to be our cars? How many groups of?
Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10. So each one of these groups represents how many seconds?
10.
So how can we figure out how many seconds all together for the
By
cars?
putting 7 in each box and then making sure it has 70 in all.
Does anybody have any other ideas? Abby?
You can multiply the groups by the seconds that they represent.
Okay, show me what you mean by that. Here, we're gonna let Abby show us what she means there.
So there are 10 groups,
Mm-hmm.
and each one represents 10 seconds. Every one of them. So the number of groups times the number of seconds. Because each one of these is 10 seconds. So instead of adding 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, and so on, you can just multiply 10 seconds by 10 groups, and you'll get your product.
Okay. So Abby, Lucy, can you tell me what Abby said, but like in your own words? Using your own words?
Is that you can
How about using addition? How can you show how to find the total seconds using addition?
you can do this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this and this.
Okay. Can you show me an equation?
You can do repeated addition doing 10 plus 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 10. And that equals 100.
All right. And Abby, can you show us what 10 times 10 equals? Your equation there.
100.
All right. So you both got the same answer, right? So what is multiplication? Or, yeah, let's start with that. What is multiplication, Lucy?
It is telling how many times to add the number right here.
Okay. Do you have something you want to add to that, Abby?
So it's like repeated addition, but instead of writing out all this, you can shorten it to 10 times 1, 2, 3, 10.
Okay. Or we could also state it as it is adding equal groups together, right? So we had how many groups? 10. Can I see the 10, please? So we had 10 groups of how many seconds for each group?
10.
10, right. There you go. So we have part of the train. How is that the whole train? Or is there more to this problem? Is it 100 seconds for that train to pass by? Or is there more to it? Abby.
There's more, because this is only the cars, so we need to do the locomotive.
The locomotives, right. We have the locomotives on those trains. Because if we just did 100 seconds, I'd still be sitting there at those train tracks and being late for class. So Lucy, what do we need to do to figure out the locomotives? Let's erase this. Okay.
You can. So there's 2 locomotives. So you can either do 6 plus 6, or you can count these, and then you can put a 2, and then a 6, and it can be 2 times 6, and that would equal 12.
All right, where did you get the 6 from?
Be Oh, it was 3 seconds.
Oh, okay, so let's show me how you would do that with 3 seconds.
You can do it the same way, just with 3. So you can either do 3 plus 3, or count these, and then 2 up here, and then 3 over here, and that would equal 6. I got the 6 from when I was thinking of the answer.
I see, yes. All right, so what is the total time that it takes for the train to pass through that intersection, Lucy?
106 seconds.
Awesome. What would be an even easier way for us to really understand what 106 seconds is? Abby?
Convert it into minutes.
Okay, how would you do that?
So
You can show us on the board.
So 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So you would have to do 106 divided by 60. Do you want me to solve it?
Yes, I want to see your
Okay.
thought process.
So 60 can only go into 106 one time, and 1 times 60 is 60. Subtract that would be 46. So it would be 1 minute. So the remainder would be 46, which this would be seconds, and this would be minutes. So it would be a total of 1 minute and 46 seconds.
Okay, Lucy, would you do it the same way? Is that how you would come up with the answer?
No.
Okay, show us what you would do differently.
I would
No, you don't have to erase her stuff. You could erase this over here since we're done with that information. Because we want to compare your 2 ideas.
So I just write it in place of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
So I would do 60 plus 60 and see where that gets. That's a little bit too high, so I'm going to subtract. And then I'm going to, and then how much I get, I'm going to subtract from one of these. I'm going to count down and then use my fingers and then see. And then once I get to 6, I'm going to count all the fingers that I can make down.
Go ahead.
So 60 minus 14 is, oh, I have to group. So that will be a 10 and that will become a 5. And 10 minus 4 is 6. And then 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's 46. So then I will do 60 plus 46.
Okay, but I want to stop you just a second. Because remember, we are trying to convert to minutes and seconds. So what can you tell me about 60 plus 46? What does that equal to? We got the 60. Can I see this for a second? We have the 60 seconds and we have the 46 seconds.
I'm going to subtract those.
Well, what is this equal to?
A minute.
A minute, okay. So then we have 1 minute and
46 seconds.
okay. Now, compare these answers.
They're both the same.
They're both the same, and you guys got to those two very different ways, right? Yes, Abby.
And if we got the same answer, but if we want to know if they're correct, we can check our answer.
Okay, you want to check your answer?
Sure.
All right.
So we would do 1 times 60. Wait. Yeah. So we would do 1 times 60. 60 times 1. Because we would multiply our quotient and our divisor.
Okay.
It's given.
And 1 times 60 equals 60. And then we would add our remainder. Which equals 106. And if our answer is the same as our other word that starts with a D, then it is correct.
Okay. All right, so let's watch one more video because maybe I did have a full video of the train after all. Just found it. Let's see if we look at the whole video of the whole train, what it's going to show. How many minutes and seconds was it? How early do I need to leave my house?
1 minute and 46 seconds early.
Oh, I think I can handle that. All right, now I have no excuse to be late to school now. I gotta leave 1 minute and 46 seconds earlier. All right, thanks guys.